In this final part, we look at some of the anomalies to have occurred in the month of April, from the births and deaths of some of humanity's most pivotal figures to other events worth noting. There's also a chapter on companies and organisations founded in April. Now, it could be argued that's because the financial year starts in April, but if that was the case, wouldn't every organisation be founded in April? Besides, the fiscal year starts at different times around the world, so I'm sticking with my theory that April is the month where the veil between good and evil is at its thinnest. If you're of a sensitive disposition, please click away now.
Deeper meaning and purpose in our lives. And I believe that this sense flourishes despite the pressures of our world.
Shakespeare's writing shows an extraordinary level of insight into the human experience, our innermost thoughts.
Du meine Arbeit für richtig hältst, ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe.
لأنهم ظلموا وأن الله على نصرهم لقدير. صدق الله العظيم.
Leonardo Da Vinci was an anatomist who drew and catalogued the entire human body. He was an architect.
Lenin's behest has been carried out in life by the great Stalinist program of construction.
The equation E is equal mc square, in which energy is put equal to mass.
It gives you a sense of the burden that he was carrying.
How can any human being accept the casualties that were piling up?
I beg you to turn away from the path of violence and to return to the ways of peace.
The past 2 years has proven beyond doubt that no nation can appease the Nazis.
As the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
Die Kundgebungen, mit denen ich empfangen worden bin, haben mich tief bewegt.
Followed almost immediately by Mr. Scargill saying that he hadn't changed at all, that uneconomic pits would not close.
And he called the process that produced new species evolution by natural selection.
Apple was founded on April 1, 1976 by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak in a garage in Palo Alto, California.
The summer that I built the Apple I computer, I was totally aware that a revolution was close to starting. I'd been showing off my computer at the Homebrew Computer Club. I had given away my designs for the Apple I for free. Paul Terrell, he owned a store in Mountain View. He'd seen me for quite a long time demonstrating my computer. So Steve Jobs went in to sell him some of our little boards that we built for $20. He said, no, people want to come in, they want to buy it pre-built. They want to buy the thing ready to go. It cost us $250 to build maybe, we'd sell it for $500. And then the retail price was $666.66.
By the mid-1950s, America was moving out to the suburbs, and Ray Kroc was only too happy to follow. In April of 1955, Kroc opened his first McDonald's restaurant in the Chicago suburb of Des Plaines. 2 shining golden arches and a brightly colored neon sign caught everyone's attention.
On the 4th of April 1925, the Nazi Party founded a paramilitary organisation that became the Schutzstaffel, better known as the SS. The SS had responsibilities that stretched from policing and the collection of intelligence to running Nazi concentration and death camps.
Microsoft is one of the most recognizable brands in the world. Nearly every computer owned at home, in the workplace, or in schools has software developed by Microsoft.
But people didn't believe in graphical interface, and Apple bet their company on it, and that's why we got so involved in building applications for the Macintosh early on. We thought they were right, and we really bet our success on it as well.
On April 4, 1949, the North Atlantic Treaty was signed between France, Belgium, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, Norway, Denmark, Italy, Portugal, Iceland, Canada, and the United States. The pact was designed to keep within the letter and spirit of the United Nations Charter. The treaty members realized that real peace is more than an absence of war, and they seek to promote political and economic stability in the North Atlantic area.
It's hard to be down when you're up on top of the world. So come on up, take a good look round, have some fun at the top of the world.
The observation deck at the top of the World Trade Center. If you think the view from inside is spectacular, wait till you get outside to the roof. It's breathtaking.
Have some fun at the top of the world.
The struggle against epidemics is a global one, for the danger of death is worldwide. Then, what is the answer? Within the framework of the United Nations, a new organization exists to promote the welfare of all people. The World Health Organization.
Don't be afraid. This is not a recruitment film for Satanism. You're either a real Satanist, a true Satanist, or not. And if you are, you were born that way.
On April 6, 1830, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints was officially organized, and Joseph Smith was sustained as the first elder and leader of the church. Latter-day Saints believe the Lord worked through Joseph Smith, calling him as a prophet to re-establish the true Church of Jesus Christ on the earth.
This book was dictated in Cairo between noon and 1 p.m. on 3 successive days, April 8th, 9th, and 10th in the year 1904. The author called himself Aiwas and claimed to be the minister of Hur-Par Krat, that is, a messenger from the forces ruling this earth at present.
What he was left with was a small tome entitled The Book of the Law. Opening the first pages, the book was replete with spells, as well as discourses and philosophy. A key teaching of this book was that humanity would soon enter a new age, the Aeon of Horus. In this time, mankind will overthrow Christianity and finally take control of their own destiny.
I'm Kurt Loder with an MTV News special report on a very sad day. Kurt Cobain, the leader of one of rock's most gifted and promising bands, Nirvana, is dead, and this is the story as we know it so far. Cobain's body was found in a house in Seattle on Friday morning. He was dead of an apparently self-inflicted shotgun blast to the head. Police found what is said to be a suicide note at the scene, but have not yet divulged its contents. Cobain, who was 27, had reportedly been missing for about 6 days, according to his mother.
Great success in space when the Russians pushed a man across the threshold.
It has been 57 years since the first human ventured into space. On April 12, 1961, Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin made history at the age of 27 by completing a single orbit of Earth in approximately 108 minutes.
Oh, will anyone ever replace the Beatles for you?
No, never. It's just one Beatles group, that's it. But there could never be another Beatles. Never. I think I'll cry now.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mary Hart.
And I'm Ron Hendren. Soul singer Marvin Gaye, whose career spanned over 25 years, including the birth of the Motown sound to the 80s, was shot to death yesterday in Los Angeles. Dick Shoemaker reports.
69-year-old Marvin Gaye Sr. was taken to police headquarters in downtown Los Angeles last night after being booked on suspicion of murder in the death of his son. Marvin Gaye was visiting his parents' home here in Los Angeles. There was a family argument. The singer was shot in the chest. A little while later, Marvin Gaye died.
Jill Dando, known and loved by millions, has been brutally murdered. The 37-year-old presenter died in hospital after being found shot through the head on her own doorstep. Tonight in West London, a massive police hunt for the well-dressed man seen running away down the street in which he lived.
We have no details at all yet, Roz. The news really just coming into us and confirmed within the last half an hour or so by his publicist that Prince has passed away. We know that he had been ill, reportedly taken to hospital over the last few days with flu-like symptoms. He had been released and had gone back to his home. There was some initial confusion when all the authorities would say was that someone had died at Paisley Park at Prince's home, later confirming that it was in fact Prince. So much more is to be learned about this. We don't have the details, but as you say, this is terribly sad news for the music industry.
Well, good night, son.
Dad?
Yeah?
What is the mind? Is it just a system of impulses, or is it something tangible?
Relax. What is mind? No matter. What is matter? Never mind.
The Simpsons have made a number of scary predictions over the years, and many of these predictions have ended up coming true. Seeing this, many people have come to believe that the makers of The Simpsons possess psychic powers or that they are writing the future as a result of this phenomenon.
420 means a lot of things to different people, but broadly speaking, 420 is the unofficial holiday for cannabis.
While the exact origins of April Fool's Day remain shrouded in debate, some historians have speculated that April Fool's Day dates back to 1582, when France switched from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar, as mandated by the Council of Trent in 1563. Since the Julian calendar places the new year on April 1st, people who were slow to get the news or failed to recognize that the new year had moved to January 1st became the butt of jokes and hoaxes when dullards continued to celebrate New Year's on April 1st.
So there you have it. 4 episodes of unrelenting tragedy and disaster. Now it's up to you to decide. Am I just talking out of my... And this has all just been one big exercise in confirmation bias, or after witnessing April's endless torrent of death, destruction, and the downright bizarre, you now believe that there may well be something amiss about those 4 weeks in spring, when nefarious forces descend over the planet for 30 days, creating a conduit for all things dark, twisted, and inexplicable. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything I may have missed, and I'll put together a revisited video at some point. And in the course of time, maybe I'll be able to finally prove that April really is the month of doom.